Welcome in to the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview, proudly presented by Arkansas Tech University, D3 Auto Sales, and by Metcalf Trucking Company. Today we sit down with Lonoke Jackrabbit head coach Clay Bimberg. This pigskin preview is brought to you by Bank of England.
All right, I'm here with Lonoke head football coach Clay Bimberg. Coach Bimberg, congratulations on becoming a head coach. And tell me a little bit about what the transition has been like and what kind of culture you're trying to install here at Lonoke.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. We've had they got great administration here. They've been real supportive. Superintendent Mr. Sin, our AD Brian Eagle, they've been real supportive, and appreciate them for giving me this opportunity. And kids so far have really done a great job of buying in, and we're trying to really hammer in that importance of the weight room and that development that occurs. You know, that's what the majority of football is the weight room, the off-season time, and so really trying to establish that as cornerstone and that just that importance of hard work and having that foundation. Trying to keep that built throughout the entire program.
Tell me what made you decide that this was going to be a good spot for you. You mentioned the administration has been really supportive so far, so tell me what the decision was like leading up to this point, and just what made you come to the ultimate conclusion that Lonoke was the place for you.
Yeah, you know, had a really good job. We've been at Part B the last 6 years, and last 2 years we've had a really good run, and they're probably set up to have another good run this year. So it was tough, but also thought it was time. I've been around some really good coaches, throughout my career, and I always thought from afar this place had a good. Lonoke was a great town and a great program. You know, they've had good success. 30 years ago this year they won a state championship. They played for another one since then, and they've won state championships in that time in basketball and baseball. So you have a lot of the success that's happened. It just hadn't happened as much lately in football, but I've actually coached against Lonoke and just seen them at team camps and things like that. And I've always thought they had some really good-looking kids and really, some big linemen, which I always thought was good.
So you mentioned that you've been a part of state championships there. What are some of the things that you've learned that makes a championship team that you want to bring over to Lonoke?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, just that buying into the weight room. You know, things at Part B didn't just happen overnight. It was a process. It took us 5 years to get 4 years to start competing for state championships, 5 years to win one. So it doesn't something that happens overnight, but that just how to build that program, how to just try to generate some excitement. Those are some things we're trying to do, but you got to lay that foundation, and so you got to have that core belief that that weight room, those results aren't going to just happen overnight. And so we told those junior high kids we have that you guys are going to be the ones who really reap that benefit of it. But it's just trying to teach them the process, how to build the right habits, and just try to have them buy in. And so far they've done a good job.
Since you've gotten here, you mentioned that you've always thought this team has some good athletes, good looking players and things like that. What has excited you about this team and this program that you're looking forward to for the next few years?
Yeah, we've got some older guys that play a lot of football games. This senior class, they got about 6 or 7 of them that have been 2-3 year starters. So they have a lot of experience under their belt. They just had a lot of transition. This will be their third coach. A lot of those guys have played for, and so just trying to come in and give them that consistency and give them that belief that what they can accomplish. And then we had a real good junior high team last year, and so we had a bunch of younger guys moving up into varsity. And so it's just trying to get those guys ready. And there's a couple of those guys that are going to be really good players, but it's just trying to develop both, not just physically, but mentally, and getting them ready to play high school football.
I know this is your first off season being here, but what kind of offense are you trying to implement with this team, just as far as your scheme goes? Obviously, Parkview had a lot of success offensively the last couple of years. So what is your scheme going to look like offensively, and are there any players that you think will stand out on your offense?
Yeah, so start off with players first. One of the leading guys coming back is Marquez Jackson Jr. and Tanner Starks. They both are receivers, and Marquez will play a little bit of running back as well. And so those guys have made plays the last couple of years for Lonoke, and I've seen them make plays this summer, and so I expect that going forward. And then we're going to mix in a couple of younger guys. We still have a quarterback battle going on. Two sophomores battling out. Both have different skill sets, so they can both bring something different to the table. And that's Dylan Dean and Caden Stivers. And we have a couple other young guys, Jonathan Hickson and Marion Easton. Hickson will be a tight end for us, and Easton's going to be a running back and tailback, or receiver kind of kid. And so they both shown really good glimpses this summer of what they can do. And so to answer your question about what we're going to look like on offense, well, we're going to base it around the quarterback, and it's going to be about what we can do best. And so, we got some good linemen and good tight end bodies. So we may be more in a tight end, a couple, one or two tight end sets, and that we weren't necessarily that at Parkview because we have more skill players. And so you always got to cater to what your guys can do best and what best suits your players. And so, but we're still going to run similar plays. It just may look a little bit different.
Defensively, just kind of the same thing. What are you guys going to do? What's your expectation for the group, and maybe some guys that you think will stand out on that side of the ball?
So we're going to try to implement what we've done at Parkview the last couple of years scheme-wise, which is just be fundamentally sound, fit, and just be disciplined. That's the key thing I think on defense is you want to be disciplined and have your guys able to execute what you want them to do. We have some of those same names I mentioned. We're playing on defense as well, but also I want to mention another sophomore, Ryder Engel. He's our Mike linebacker. His brother just signed a baseball scholarship at UCA, and so he's just going to be a sophomore. And he started actually as a ninth grader for the baseball team as a catcher. And then we have several linemen in there as well. Matthew Boyles will be a two-way guy. Ryan Lewis will be a two-way guy. And on the back end, also at safety, we'll have Will Payne. He played quite a bit last year as well. So we'll have a mix of some older guys with quite a few younger guys mixed in there on both sides of the ball.
So tell me about your team schedule this year. Who you guys play non-conference, and then moving into conference, who you guys are going to play, and maybe some games that you guys are going to be excited about playing this year.
Well, non-conference schedule starts off with Stuttgart, and it's been kind of a good little rivalry the last few years. We have been in the same conference, but now we're going to be this cycle we've been split up, so we're going to keep that game as a non-conference game. So it'll be a really good test early on about where we kind of match up in the 4A and how we need to get better. And I've always believed, a tough non-conference schedule is good for you to see what you need to work on and what your weaknesses are, but also you can see what your strengths are. How do you match up against everybody? Then we'll go to Jacksonville, and then so they're a 5A program, and then we'll finish non-conference slate going to Win. So pretty tough little non-conference schedule there that'll challenge us all in different ways. In our conference this year, we'll play. I think we come out of the gate with Forest City. They're dropping down from 5A, so that'll be a good challenge for us there. It's also a team we played non-conference in the past. Same with CAC, and then some of our guys we were with the conference with last year: Heber, Bald Knob, Riverview. So some familiar faces. Our whole conference isn't completely new, and I think we end with both Little Rock Hall and Little Rock Mills.
So, just tell me a little bit about what you're trying to make this the identity of your team. Whether it's, we want to be a really physical team, or we want to be a team that's going to be faster than everybody, or we want to be a team that's going to outwork everybody. Just tell me about, what you want the identity of your team to be moving forward here as head coach.
Yeah, kind of what you started off with, that physicality part of it. I want us to be physical, nasty, mean people on the football field, and that kind of goes back to that weight room, kind of goes back to that like culture, like we talked about, trying to build that, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, we want to run it right behind me, or don't run it at me because I'm almost shut you down. That's the kind of mentality we're trying to build here, and so definitely the physicality part. For speed, you either got it or you're chasing it, right? And so absolutely, our guys who can run, we want to make sure they have the ball in their hand. They're going to give us the best chance to score and generate explosive plays on offense. So that's absolutely a big part of what we're going to try to do, both on offense and special teams.
Last question for you, Coach. First year expectations could be a little bit different than maybe if you've been there for 4 or 5 years, something like that. So, tell me what your expectation is for this season and what you would consider a successful year for this season.
Well, my expectations are, I got here in April, and we've been putting the staff together. Here next week, when we've got a dead period, will be our first time actually have a full staff. So, I've told the kids since I've been here, I want you to keep getting better. Every week, are you better than you were the week before? And I can say that when we broke in June, we were better than we were in spring ball. And so that's a goal, to keep going, get better through non-conference, and we're going to get peaking when we get into conference play, and hopefully playing our best football when we get to that time of year. A successful season is defined by, are we playing our best, and are we putting our best effort out on the field? We do those things, the sky's kind of the limit. I think we have potential to do some things that, with our conference, the changes in our conference, and able to compete. And I think it's really wide open. There's almost every team has a chance at it. So it's just keep getting better, keep playing every week, and that's the goal.
This has been an interview with Coach Clay Benberg, here, the first-year head coach at Lonoke. Coach Benberg, is there anything you want to say about your team, your program before we sign off here?
No, I'm just excited to be here. I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I think this is a school and program that are on the rise, and that we have a great group of young men that I'm blessed to be able to get to coach every day.
All right, I'm Carson Ward for Arkansas Sports Network. You can find Arkansas Sports Network on Facebook and YouTube.
Thanks again for joining us on the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Arkansas Sports Network on YouTube to catch more previews and all the latest updates on your favorite teams.